India witnessed several stone pelting incidents across the country. Was this another intelligence failure? First of all, how can anyone be storing stones in a place where you come to pray? I'm just surprised that stones are not, light. They are heavy. So somebody must have carted them in. What was the intelligence doing? They knew that this was a conflagration. You remember what Rahul Gandhi said in England. He said that the entire place has been doused with kerosene. All it needs is a match. But he won't quantify what exactly it was that will cause that. And this Nupur Sharma debate thing is very convenient excuse for someone to just jump up and down. Was Rahul Gandhi dog-whistling? Dog-whistling refers to the fact that a dog whistle creates sound in certain frequencies only dogs can hear, but it's a signal for the dogs to act. Is that what Mr. Rahul Gandhi was doing? Why is no one asking him this question? But just take a look at what has happened in just one place, which is Ranchi. I'm going to show it to you. There are 12 people whose names I have listed as being admitted in RIMS. And I believe 2 are dead. We don't know the fate of the others, but people are telling me that the injuries are quite severe. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But why did this happen? In Ranchi, there have been a long-standing rivalry there, and people say that it was deliberately set off. But my question is taking a step back. Things have been predicted for a while now. Ever since Rahul Gandhi's talk came about 2-3 weeks ago. So if we kind of know that the dog whistle has been blown, what was the intelligence agency doing in various states? Did they not know that stockpiling of stones was going on? How could that be? Or did they tell the police and the police did not act? Why can't they come out and say where the failure was? I mean, you can't allow these kinds of things to happen. Can you imagine the amount of damage and destruction to the public property? Is Jharkhand going to collect the damages from those people who they think damaged them? Do they have CCTV evidence? We don't know. But this is all after the fact. The reason you have intelligence is to ward off, is to try and prevent something like this from happening. And the first thing that would have been was, before anybody was allowed into the mosque, they should have done a survey and make sure that no weapons, no stones, no nothing should be there. This is a place of worship. This is the religion of peace. Why can't they use that as a indication that we want to make sure, because this is an area that is known for its tensions. So it's not like something new that is happening. Definitely, I call it as an intelligence failure. I don't know why India continues to lurch from one riot to another. And here is the next interesting thing. And this is where things are getting really interesting. The Delhi police, its intelligence fusion and strategic operations, has named the following in an FIR. And you can see some luminaries there. Akbaruddin Owaisi, Nupur Sharma, Naveen Kumar Jindal, Saba Naqvi. Well, interestingly, everybody else has been ignored, but the Indian, these are the people that, some of the people who have been named. And interestingly, the Indian Women's Press Corps has singled out the name that Saba Naqvi is being targeted. Did they bother to see what kind of statement she made, whether it was on social media or on TV? So why this outrage? Why this selective outrage? Now, the interesting response to this has come from Saideepak. You can go and take a look at his Twitter handle. It's all there in there. And you can find out what he's saying. He's saying that it's not what the paper it is written on. Whatever be it, this outraging on some selective few. What's next? Saba Naqvi will be in front page of Washington Post. Some poor sucker is putting some money to waste big time dollars to have Saba Naqvi's picture on the front page. Is that what's going to happen? We already know that Mr. Blinken has taken the USCIRF report and vomited it verbatim. As Secretary of State, he knows fully well that he gets real documentation, data from his embassies. But he still chose to repeat from what was there in the USCIRF. That detailed analysis is coming, folks. It's just taking a little bit of time, so bear with me on that one. Now, let us see. Another interesting case. Again, this is in J. Saideepak's Twitter line, and I'm going to give you the exact Twitter line timeline, and you can go and click on that from the descriptions. What happened to that hate speech that Akbaruddin Owaisi delivered in Nirmal, which is a small town in Telangana, where he said, "Give us 15 minutes," and all you remember which one I'm talking about. This is the judgment by the Sessions Court judge, wherein the judge says the accused was found not guilty for want of acceptable evidence that the speech delivered was indeed provocative. So how did things go so horribly wrong in this particular case? You can read this thread and it'll give you all the details, but mota, I'll tell you what happened. So the judge did not consider the information supplied by the police officer because he said the police officer was not present there. Then all those people who supplied CDs and DVDs, they all turned hostile, which means that they, when called by the police, they said that no, we didn't do it, we don't know where so basically they're just walking off of their statement. Then there were two people who were supposed to have been BJP and RSS members. That's what the judge is finding, saying that it cannot be accepted. Why is he relying on all these things? The judge could have easily asked the social media outlets, whether it was Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, in fact, asked all of them, saying that this particular video has been surfacing on all your platforms. I need you to tell us two things. Is it real? Was it monitored? And when was it done? And he could have given the one of these videos to forensic labs to find out if it was monitored. Remember that when you present 10 copies of it, and if all those 10 copies are coming more or less the same, that has got to be the truth. Why is the judge relying on witnesses when he could have easily looked at the videos? I don't know. I think the Indian judiciary is like in Stone Age sometimes. And this is really, really a stinging criticism. But if you have the means, if you have the tools, why are you not using it? Very, very disturbing, guys. Very, very disappointing that somebody who makes a blatant speech where he says, if the police stays away for 15 minutes, you know the rest. And he just walks free. Now, the prosecution will have to appeal that in a high court probably. But that this already has taken 10 years. It's just nonsense. But I tell you, judiciary is one place where serious reforms are needed. I don't know what the former Chief Justice of India, now a Rajya Sabha member, is doing. I haven't heard anything from him. I thought that maybe he would be in Rajya Sabha. He would, write some judicial reforms, actionable judicial reforms that could be done. Like, for example, establishing appellate courts and letting some weight off of the High Court justices and the Supreme Court justices. None of that has been undertaken. I don't know why this government just does nothing. Many posts of judges are going unfilled at various levels, and we don't know why that is happening either. This government doesn't communicate, and just life just goes on as India lurches from one crisis to another. When is it going to become Vishwa Guru? When is it going to become $5 trillion economy? If anything, if you look at the economy size in terms of dollars, India is actually going backwards because India's rupee is weakening against the dollar. Anyway, it is very, very sad when you see that everybody knows what's going to happen and then it is allowed to happen. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you feel that this video was useful, please show your appreciation by clicking on the super thanks button. And if you have not already clicked on the bell button for notification, please do so right away. Namaskar.